Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel Nasrin Padasali. So in this video, I'll be discussing the answer key for zoology section. So currently we are discussing the answers for GATE Excel paper 2022. So in this paper, I'll be discussing for questions that has been asked in the zoology. If you are selected zoology as one of the section, then please do cross-check the answers with mine with yours. Okay. So the first question is match the hormone listed in column number 1 with the primary source tissue in column number 2 along with the primary target tissue given in a column number 3. So column number 1 consists of hormone name, column number 2 consists of primary source tissue, and column number 3 consists of primary target tissue. This is a source tissue and this is a target tissue. In which particular tissue the particular hormone is reacting. So epinephrine is produced by chromaffin tissue and it is acting on heart. Okay, this chromaffin is nothing but it's involved in producing catecholamine. So epinephrine and non-epinephrine are catecholamine. Next, this prolactin is produced by pituitary gland and the target tissue in which prolactin acts is a Phrygian crop. The Phrygian crop is nothing but digestive system of Phrygian. Okay, so they generally involved in digestive system of, they will line the digestive lining. Okay, so next thing, this calcitonin is produced by your thyroid gland and they act on bone by balancing the thing of calcium ion and phosphate ions. Okay, and thyrotrophic releasing hormone is produced by hypothalamus gland and it is acting on pituitary gland. So the source of this thyrotropin releasing hormone is your hypothalamus, but this thyrotropin releasing hormone is acting on pituitary gland. Next thing is the animal activity given in column number 1 and column number 2 consists of your representative animals and column number 3 consists of definition. So first you know what is mean by torpor and what is mean by hibernation, what is mean by winter sleep and what is mean by estivation. Only then can give a correct option, and here I had given a both options are correct, friends. So if you take torpor that has been exhibited by hummingbird, this torpor definition means decreased metabolism with lowered body temperature occurring daily activity. So once the body temperature get lowered, then the metabolism will get decreased. Next is hibernation is reported both by ground squirrel and also by the polar bear. And the explanation of hibernation is ground squirrel is helpful for decreased metabolism and lowered body temperature, whereas this hibernation present in polar bear is with respect to inactive period. So this polar bear is living in an extreme environment, whereas ground squirrel is involved in an environment. Okay, and winter sleep is reported by this Australian burrowing frog and your polar bear, and the definition of this winter sleep is the prolonged period of inactivity without reducing body temperature. Okay, and next thing is estivation is being undertaken by Australian burrowing frog and also ground squirrel, and estivation in Australian burrowing frog is inactivity period with accompanied by extended period of dryness, whereas with respect to estivation it is saying that ground squirrel is saying that decreased metabolism and lowering body temperature for weeks and months. This is a completely different question, friends. So it's the MSQ type of question and it's completely collapsing. Next, this is the correct option. Please do check with yours. And next thing is that match the cell type that are given in column number 1 along with the sources from which particular organ this particular cells are originating and along with the primary function. So, these microglial cells are produced by brain and they are involved in the process of phagocytosis. And these Leydig cells are produced by testes of human and they are involved in hormone secretion, whereas the Leydig cells are involved in producing testosterone hormone. And this ON cells, the ON cells are being present in eyes and they are involved in a visual transduction. And this pneumocytes are present in lung and they are involved in process of gaseous exchanges. So, these things are easy, friends. If you take the question paper of GATE Biotechnology, then you think that GATE Excel is very easy, and I think cutoff will go above 40. I think so. So in the future videos, I do upload the cutoff for each paper separately. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Next thing is with respect to ecological concept along with the definition. So these things are CSA type of question, but CSA are also involved in asking these type of question under the unit ecology. So let me give a clarity. So this dominant hierarchies is nothing but preferential access to foods and mate in group. P4. Next is the territory. Territory is nothing but exclusion of competing individual using agonistic behavior. So each organism will have a territory, that's called exclusion of competing species. And altruism is nothing but your selecting acting on related element which affects giving up one's own reproductive potential to benefit of other individual. This is a process of altruism. Altruism is nothing but giving up one's own reproductive potential to benefit the other individual. And the skin selection is nothing but selection or acting on related animal which affects the fitness of individual. Okay, so the options are P4, Q3, R is your 1, S is 2. Next, which of the following organic compound is composed only of a nitrogen containing base, a single carbon sugar and a triphosphate? So the correct option is your nucleotide. Yes, if you take nucleoside, it is made up of only two components. It consists of only base and sugar. When nucleoside combines with phosphate, it forms a nucleotide. And this nucleic acid is not a correct option because nucleic acid is a polymeric macromolecule that is composed of numerous monomeric units, that is nothing but nucleoside. So the correct option is your nucleoside. Next, the action of which class of enzyme inhibitor can be reversed by adding extra amount of substrate? The correct option is competitive inhibitor. So competitive inhibitor is nothing but this inhibitor normally binds to a substrate. Okay, so competitive inhibition can be overcome by adding an enough amount of substrate. Okay, next question is, average body length of Drosophila nasovata is collected from Andaman and Nicobar is 2 mm, from this population a few males and females having a body length of 3 mm are selected and they were allowed to interbreed. The average body length of resultant progeny is given 2.5 mm and they are asking what is the heritability of body length. To find the heritability of body length, we need to simply divide the average body length of the resultant progeny along with the average body length of the parent. So 2.5 divided by 3. So the correct answer is 0.833. Next, if the vital capacity of individual is 4900 ml and the tidal volume is 500 ml and the inspirated reserve volume is 3330 ml and the expirated reserve volume of individual is what? This is the easiest question. This question is also easy and this question is also easy. So first you need to combine this inspiratory volume along with the tidal volume. So 3330 plus 500 will get 3800 and you need to subtract this particular volume with the total vital capacity, that is VC. So you need to minus 4900 along with 3800. So the total, that is expiratory reserve volume, is 3100. Next, match the drug chemical listed in column number 1 with the developmental physiology in the column number 2. So, a veratrum alkaloid, if a person intake this veratrum alkaloid, means it will lead to the formation of cyclopia. Cyclopia is a condition where there is a miscarriages, many things will be present, where brain will not be divided into left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Your brain will be present at a whole in those individuals who are consumed this veratrum alkaloid. And the thalidomide that is most commonly is there is a thalidomide tragedy is there, so we can refer internet. So previously it was given for the pregnant women who are having nausea, but later they identified for those women who intake this thalidomide, the progeny or the children or the infant who born for the woman thalidomide is reported with phocomelia. Phocomelia is nothing but both the limb will be affected. So this next thing is a methyl mercury is responsible for causing mini matter disease. Mini matter disease is nothing but a neurological disease which is caused by intake of methyl mercury, and this diethylstilbene is a flavonoid component that is responsible for obesity. Obesity is nothing but excess storage of fat. Next, match the animal listed in column number 1 with the primary tissue of organ residence and coast. Okay, so Ascaris lumbricoides is present in small intestine and this Ranculus medianus is present in your subcutaneous tissue on human, whereas this Anchobius vermicularis is present in cecum of vermiform appendix. So this is a nematode or roundworm that is present in the cecum and it is responsible for your pinniform disease. And this particular Anchobius vermicularis is also called as a threadworm. Okay. And usually this Enterococcal vermicularis is a serious disease and the diagnosis is that they will just paste a sellotape in the anus of the infected or suspected person and they will take the white worms will be present or the eggs of this particular worms will be present. This is how they will inspect those persons who are infected with this particular disease. Then last disease is Uncheria branchofti. It is responsible for causing lymphatic filariasis, that is it affects the lymphatic vessels and lymphatic node. Lymphatic filariasis is nothing but elephantiasis. And next, according to Abbey's equation of microscope, ability of resolving two entities inside a cell by light microscope depends upon which of the following. So this is Abbey's equation, friends. So they are asking which of the following are involved. So this is a MSQ type of question. So both the numerical aperture of objective lens and wavelength are involved in determining the resolving the two entities inside the cell, whereas your intensity of incident light and magnification of objective lens are not involved in the result. Once you know the formula, you can easily answer this question. So this lambda determines a wavelength and this Na determines a numerical aperture. Next thing, animals can be classified into two divisions. One is specialist and another one is generalist. Specialist is nothing but they generally have a narrow habitat, whereas this generalist species will have a wide variety of environment. You can find the generalist species anywhere, forest, mountains, cities, and desert. Okay, so the answer is polar bear, and panda. Whereas this dragoon can be, it's a generalist type of species, and they can found anywhere, even in cities also you can find. Whereas if you take this polar bear and panda, you can't find anywhere. They are present only in extreme environment. So the specialist species are polar bear and panda. Next thing is 2-deoxyglucose inhibit the proliferation of cells and hence find use as an anti-cancer agent. This 2-deoxyglucose is involved in inhibiting the proliferation of cells. As a result, they are using as an anti-cancer agent. And this 2-deoxyglucose is also used in COVID therapy. Yes, this DRDO is an institute which is present in India, and they had synthesized this 2-deoxyglucose for giving of COVID patient. Okay. And in COVID, they block the hyperproliferation of virus. Okay, and the question is that in what mechanism of 2-deoxy block glucose by inhibiting the activity of which of the following enzyme? Okay, so you should know this 2-deoxy glucose, they are affecting or inhibiting the glucose metabolism by mimicking the D-glucose itself. As a result, they will inhibit the glycolysis process. As a result, the cell can't able to proliferate. At that time point, cell will lead to death, and this is how it is used to for fighting cancer. So the enzymes involved are your hexokinase, and which is a rate limiting step, and this hexokinase will add a phosphate group to this deoxyglucose and it will convert them into phosphate deoxyglucose. And another enzyme is glucose 6-phosphate isomerase, whereas this phosphopectokinase, that is PFK, and glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase are not be used for this particular process. Okay. Next question, which of the following is are responsible for reversing the receptor ligand interaction? This is a MSQ type of question, and the correct options are your hydrogen bond, hydrophobic interaction, and ionic interaction. Because if you take peptide bond is a strong covalent bond. Peptide bond is formed between carbonyl group of one amino acid and amino group of one amino acid by releasing water. You can't able to take peptide bond as a weaker bond. Okay, this peptide bond alone is a stronger bond, whereas your hydrogen bond, hydrophobic interaction, and ionic interaction are weak, so that we can easily reverse the receptor ligand interaction. In human being, which of the following is or are involved in the process of foreign antigen? So they are asking about antigen processing and presentation. It is coming under a GATE immunology topic. Okay, and it is an easy topic. So generally macrophages and B cells alone involved in process of processing the foreign antigen, whereas your RBC and platelet, they have no role in involving the processing of any foreign antigen. Next thing, a typical food chain producer involve producer, herbivore, primary carnivore, and secondary carnivore, based on Lindemann law of tropical efficiency. So to answer this question, you should know what is mean by this Lindemann law of tropical efficiency. Here I had given explanation. So according to Lindemann, during the transfer of organic food energy from one tropic level to a next higher tropic level, about 10% of transfer energy is stored as plus, whereas remaining 90% will be a loss. So transmitting from one tropic level to a next higher tropic level. So producer, they had given producer have 40 kilojoule of energy. What is an energy stored in secondary carnivore? So each time there is a 10% alone will be there. So by transferring the energy to herbivore, 4 kilojoules of energy will be present, and by transferring the energy to primary carnivore, 0.4 kilojoules of energy will be present, and by transferring the energy from primary carnivore to carnivore, only 0.04 kilojoules of energy alone will be present. So to answer this NET type of question, you should know what is meant by Lindemann law. Next, to which class of Drosophila developmental gene does Fuzzy-Tarazu belongs to? So, Fuzzy-Tarazu gene is a pair rule segmented gene, and the function of this gene is that it is used to define the even number of para segment in early embryo. So, in Drosophila, there is a many gene, gap gene, maternal effect gene, and segment polarity gene and parallel gene are involved. Each gene have a peculiar function, but they are asking only about this Fuzzy-Tarazu, which is an example or which belong to pair rule gene. And in next video, I'll definitely share an answer key for microbiology session. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Only then I can post the answer for those questions. Thank you friends. Thanks for watching this video.